Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be taking a look at an inspired Zeal Control Mages deck that I put together for 10.7. Now, this one is meant to punish all those super greedy decks that are going around right now. This is the Kitty Slayer. This actually stands a chance against a lot of the Renfrey decks going around right now, because if they beat us on even round 1, it's to be expected. We're patient with it. We're getting so much carryover for late game from cards like Letitia, from cards like the Banart Student and the Artuza Student, building up the perfect alumni that just play for too many points for even the strongest decks to deal with right now in round 3. Obviously, if we're playing into heavy control matchups, this deck's going to get hurt pretty bad. I would imagine that Skellige Blaze of Glory, Skellige Onslaught, maybe Precision Strike, Scoia'tael, Guerilla Tactics, Scoia'tael, those are going to be really challenging matchups, but anything monsters, a lot of the different Nilfgaard matchups, a lot of the different Syndicate matchups going around right now, this has a really good shot. Northern Realms as well, because they're doing a lot of big boosty decks this month and not doing as much control. So again, half the time it'll be a great time, half the time it won't be, but every time it should be pretty fun. Now, I want to go over the strategy here because it's a little bit different than maybe some of the other mages decks that you've seen in the past. A lot of times you might have 2 winches to refresh orders, you might have Shawnee in the top end to bring back a student from the grave later on, and maybe you have Amphibious Assault. I just felt like these cards were a little bit expensive, and I wanted to really build this one as greedy as possible, and it works like exceptionally well. I've been working on this deck for the last week, and this feels like the perfect recipe. So we have Oneiromancy here, which is a spell card, and it allows us to play any card from our deck. I think Oneiromancy is more important than Amphibious Assault. I had to pick one because we need provisions into our points. And for what it's worth, Amphibious Assault is not that important if we can get the alumni boosting at 15 points or doing damage at 15 points. We get the points back that we lost otherwise with the Amphibious. We save the provision here. We have access to grab anything that's above 9 provisions, and a lot of the big playmaking cards are above 9 provisions, so that's just kind of the way I go about it here, right? Chapter Wizards is Game Changer, Gerhardt, Triss, Rafford's Vengeance, Runemage, kind of thing. So these are all really important cards. I did record all these games before, but I didn't do audio with it. Like, I didn't do my commentary, and I felt like just redoing it for you guys here. In the old version, I tried out Alzur just because Rogue Mage came out that week, and I just wanted to kind of pay homage there and just put this card in the deck. It honestly wasn't as smooth as putting Triss, but when it did pull off, it was really sweet. So if you're not liking Triss, you want to do something different, by all means you could. Same thing applies to Gerhardt, just an 11 swap. And what's cool about this combo, though, is that when we play cards like Rune Word, there's a chance that we can spawn an additional alumni off the Rune Word beside the Alzur, because it's 6 provisions and he spawns a random 6 provision. So that was kind of what I was going for, but again, that's just like, it's beyond greedy. It's just, it's a little overkill at that point. So took him out, but give it a try at least once, okay? Chapter Wizards is an artifact with resilience, so we don't have to click it. We can use it in the following round. And deploy, spawn, and play Runeword. Order, spawn, whatever we just played on this row. So the last played mage. All the cards in the deck are mages except for Peller, okay? And the only thing we have to be careful with this is that we don't put down a Dwim and then click it. Otherwise, it will spawn a Dwim. So you want to basically put down Dwim, refresh it, not click it, put down the alumni or the card of choice, and then click it, okay? That's kind of the idea here. So there's that. We have Gerhardt, which is really flexible, right? This card gains patience. So patience essentially is a counter. Whenever your order's not used at the end of the turn, you get 1 patience. That's what the deck revolves around, is patience and spell cards. So we create and play a 4 provision spell. Every turn that we don't use the order, the patience adds a provision to the amount of the spell that we can play. So to give you some perspective here, if I look at the spells we have to choose from, these are going to be the ones that we get to play, these 3, on deploy, essentially. If I put this card down and click it, that's what we're getting, is one of the 3. If we wait to round 2, we're getting one of these 6. If we wait for patience 2, we're getting essentially one of these 2. 3, 7. You can see what I mean. Usually you don't float it longer than 6 because it's a very risky play to have the stick on the board. So I'm intending on having this being used on the first turn it's played or the second turn. And if you look at it here, it's actually not even a bad thing to have the first turn, because if we miss an alumni and those are the only cards left in deck, we can essentially put back one of these students or whatever and pull out one of the alumni and boost it by the amount of patience we played during this this game. So they get huge boosts anyways. We can just reset something and replay it essentially, right? So, you know, replaying an alumni works that way. We can go for a big point boost if we just need to swing. Tons of things right there. If we go for 5 provision, we have casting contest, works exceptionally, right? We get the 5 boost, plus we get to reset the order. This could play for 20 points if we have like 15 points of booster damage on one of the alumni. We literally get an extra 5 boost, plus we get to reset the order. It's quite nuts, right? Now you can see when we get to 5 provisions, there are quite a few options, and what makes it easier for us to get what we want with a lot of our create and plays in this deck is Runemage, and Runemage brings the whole deck together. This is a card that you cannot take out of the deck, because what it does for us here is it now gives us 5 options for every create and play instead of 3, and it takes away the RNG and it makes it a lot more calculated, okay? Because we have Gerhardt with a little bit of RNG. We have Chapter of Wizards with RNG. We have Triss with RNG, especially since Triss pulls between our deck and the opponent's deck. What's nice about the meta right now is that Triss is mainly going to pull from our deck because a lot of opponents are running Renfrey and they don't have the bronze cards to choose from. So it should just be our pulls most of the time. But again, we have 5 choices if we play Runeward that we get a good Triss play. And I only have 2 spells in my deck, or 2 cards that are specials in my deck in the bronze end, so Triss is going to hit our targets every time, and that was on purpose when I put it that way. So there's that. We have Rafford's Vengeance. Normally you might see this with King Full Test or whatever, or Henselt rather, but I just didn't think we had room for Henselt, and Henselt wasn't really doing much besides taking the 1 thin, so I didn't want to go about it that way. This card plays really well from hand or off Oneiromancy. We can use a leader charge on it, and then we can play a bronze unit from our hand and draw a card with a cooldown of 5. What's nice about this is that it's going to help us thin out the deck and get a lot of those patience engines out there. We want to get the Banard students out there, and we want to get the Artusa students out there as soon as possible, because if we can keep this out there on the board for 4 turns for both, then the alumni gets zeal. That's basically what it is. We want the alumni to have zeal so the opponent doesn't have an opportunity to remove them. We can just drop them on deploy and get the immediate payoff from them. So there's that, right? So Rafford's helps us get that. It also gives us a couple extra points per turn, because every time we put a unit beside this card adjacent, if it's a mage, it actually contributes to the card's crew ability. So crew's normally with soldiers, now it's with mages, right? I like that this card has that ability because, like I said, everything we have in this deck except for Peller is a mage. So you can imagine 2 points per turn passive just by playing cards, plus we're getting a little bit more tempo and thinning and stuff like that. It's a really good contributor to the deck, even without playing Winch in the bronze, and you don't need it, because normally if you're taking winches on this card, the opponent heat waves it anyway, so normally they tall remove it, or they overcompensate to remove it even if it's at 7 power off a leader charge, so you don't normally get more than 1 or 2 off of it in a long round anyways. It's usually dealt with to begin with, so I'm fine with the way it works right now. Necromancy's my alternative to Shawnee. It's a spell, so there are a lot of spells. Think about all the cards that create spells or play spells, right? Necromancy is just another one. This is great for taking back one of the students if we're looking to boost up the amount that it's giving us. I'm just going to put that card back in, by the way. Just in case we didn't hit the patience numbers met, or we want to greed it. If we have a pass in round 2, we can resurrect something and get just a little bit more, or we can lead into round 3, get the resurrection, get an immediate payoff for the highest known amount that we've had. So really good stuff. Also contributes to giving Sentry and Spellweaver some charges. This is one of our best control options that we have, so don't underestimate them. This does exceptionally well in the Thrive matchups and any sort of engine matchup, especially matchups as well where we need to get around defenders and all that type of stuff, okay? So order damage a unit by 1, charge 1. Gain 1 charge whenever you play a major spell. So if I can get 2 of these on the board, 2 is the sweet number. Any more is really slow to play. But 2 of these, okay? Let's say I go Oneiromancy into Triss, into Rune Word, that's 3, then into an Alumni, that's 4 charges on each in 1 turn. It's ridiculous, right? So there's going to be a lot of plays like that. If we have these down, we take Rune Word or Runemage into something, you can see how it's going to get crazy like that, okay? Gerhardt, another card to get multiple procs in 1 turn off the Sentry and Spellweavers. So you can see on a couple occasions in the games today how I played that and what kind of payoff we got. It's just ridiculous, right? So there's that. Rune Word, again, just create and play a Bronze Northern Realms Mage and give it a shield. I like the fact that we get shields on it, because if we have Spellweavers or if we have Alumni and we want to float them, it makes it much more comfortable to obviously do that with a shield. And this is our other attempt. If we need to get backups of these in round 1, let's say they remove the first one that we played, we take a Rune Word early to try and find one of these so that we can get our patience. Pretty simple, right? The Purify is if they lock something of ours, because again, we only have so many tries to get the patience we're looking for. We have to make sure that that happens. And of course, in the event that we want to take an offensive Purify so that we can go and damage something or lock something behind a defender, we can do that. Or if they have something infused, we can, we can purify it. So there's that. I didn't have room for Squirrel because I felt like everything in this deck had a reason. Vial of Forbidden Knowledge is important to me because there's a lot of cards we want to keep alive early. So it could be a thinning if the opponent also has one, but if they don't, this is a really good card to help boost something by 4, give it 4 vitality, such as the Bannard student or the Artuza student, or even the Letitia, let's say on a round where we don't go first, and we don't get to use the Crystal Skull on the Letitia, because that's what you normally want to do, just so that you can get this card down first, and get this card down second and third, and then just sort of try and keep them alive, and just keep the opponent in the round as long as possible. That's the objective, okay? So that's pretty much it for the deck. If you don't like this card, by all means, you can go put in a Squirrel. There's consideration to put in something like a Scoia'tael, but it's an alchemy card. It doesn't really synergize with the spells as much. I just kind of like this the way it is here. And this has played enough games for me to really just be perfectly fine with the way it is. So that's pretty much it, guys. I have 4 games with live commentary for reference for you today. And if you enjoy the content that you see, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I will be posting as well my stream schedule for the week on the community tab, so check that out if you want to come hang out this week. But that's about it for now. Let's get into the gameplay, and I'll see you soon. So we got Guerilla Tactics here up first. Put back the Alumni. If we could bait out leader charges with this, that's not bad at all. It's a little early for practice. I want to see what they have. I need to know. Okay, Call the Forest into Saskia, interesting. Okay, Saskia traps.
Spells are a serious matter to be undertaken proudly.
They take leader to move that for sure.
The best feathers are from home.
Wager I can cast one with me foot.
Great Oak, Gaten. This is not that great, just slams for 10 points. Okay, they got these 2, these as 3, and then a one off of these. Okay. Just for the other tag. If they don't push it this turn, I will literally click it. They're gonna greet it.
Hello. I beg you.
They're going to greet it. Okay.
We need sleep.
We just get it over with. There's no way. Because even if they push them now, we're doing alright. We're doing just fine.
You'll not leave Brooklyn, not alive at any rate.
Obviously, we can't play in too far. That could be the best Peller I get. So they value that more than they value the damage because they're not going to give me anything to damage. I could see how that's going to work.
I didn't sheathe it till the ground was slick with blood.
Hit the back. Of course. 33-2. We could take out Rafford's.
It hasn't backfired yet. Yes.
Okay, this will be the last turn. I can't play it anymore. Because when Saskia ticks and these go and this goes and this goes, it's just too much.
Humans are scum. I prefer elves. War.
Yeah. So if they do pass, we take Necromancy into the boost, I think. Nice, good to see it. I don't see this matchup being able to bleed. Like, they might just play something. But yeah, they take the quick pass, and you see, we just go and take this so we get Zeal.
How did I fare, Mistress Letitia? Well, this time, yes?
And then we can even go ahead and take this too. Get the carryover. I take this so I can click it, right?
They do not fall. Why do they not fall?
Just goes to 6. In a matchup that we shouldn't even have it at 6. We managed to get it. So 6 and 4, we have reach removal if we need to. That's a lot of boost. I'm just kind of worried about playing these specials. We want to play like high provision cards early, I think. We want to wait to go tall as well. I'm gonna take that just so I have some control. I'm gonna boost it just so that, you know, everything's staying safe. It's a fairly easy one to dodge. We'll take Triss.
I sense strong magic.
Okay, it's not really the pull I'm looking for, but whatever. Maybe I should have taken this first. Okay. Good.
day is nigh when all shall behold my beauty.
Shield's even better. These don't play for much, do they? We will lose some points off a Serpent Trap. I'm just trying to play around it as much as possible, as quick as possible. Okay, they played that. That's perfect. We'll just roll a bunch of specials here. Here. I'm gonna take that. Okay. This way, I don't have to click Gerhardt, and I could potentially throw away Rune Word. It's tough. I have to decide. We need to give them a lot of points too. Like, they have the Great Oak play. There's a lot. Play this first.
As you command.
They do not fall! Why do they not fall?
Probably crushing. I'm just gonna boost it because I think it's 2 crushing traps. Actually, if that's the case, let's take that. Just there, everything stays. Yeah. There's the one. I like how they put it back, but it actually gave me more points. We might play against Pitfall, so we'll just float this for now. There we go. That's actually a good... That's good, because then our tallest is 9 and we get 50-50. Like, it's not a bad Serpent, but it's not a great one. If that's the one Pitfall, then I can honestly... Let's just play this in case they make another Pitfall.
Get a clean up ahead of class.
Because playing this and getting the 11 provision slam is kind of nasty if they use Hattori. We could probably bin the last card. Then it's going to be the 2 traps activated. Venadane. Arendane. And Great Oak. Okay. Tallest unit is 7. We take it anyways. Could take this. I could have also reset the order or something. I don't think it really matters. And then we just take that. What's this?
is it?
There. Yeah, even with rush plays and whatnot, we just have so many points. Yeah, Eldane. There we go, Eldane it is. So this matchup could be horrible. I'm expecting a lot of locks, I'm expecting poisons, but then again it might just be like some sort of spam deck where they use the practitioners. It's going to be one of those things we find out soon. But for what it's worth, we'll just keep everything the way we need to keep it. I don't think I take Dwim round 1, just because it would mean we have to use our location, right? So maybe a backup here is good. I don't intend on using the orders like that, so we can put that away. Again, back with that there. This is all fine. They can't lock Letitia, which is massive. But if they have Vincent, then that's going to be the best one ever. I don't think we're supposed to greed it too much. I played a Masquerade Ball deck yesterday on stream, and I'm hoping it's nothing like that. That's all. I'm going to focus more on control, because I feel like if it is Masquerade, we don't want to go super tall with the student, right? So we'll play more on the offense here. We'll put that one down first. We'll take student next. Hopefully we can greed this for a couple turns, but it's one of those things where I just don't know.
Kaboom! Shit, how'd that go?
Seeing leader this early, for me, is good. Okay, so what? They're thinning, and they have this. Okay, I think that it's just a Peller then, and just keep this online. I believe that at this point there's going to be some control we want to use, you know? As long as we get what we're looking for, that's all that matters, is the 4 counters minimum on each. Okay, good. We're taking a little bit more away from this. Being at 2, okay. I'm willing to lose on even round 1. I'm just gonna put that one out here. I think it's worth it. Because they're going with all the stops for thinning. I think then they're gonna go and clog a bunch. Yeah, you see that? That's fine.
We need sleep.
Increased by
Another
5
test.
this turn.
So soon.
But they feel like they have to play in because they know the orders are going to be so big, right? 8, 6, 5. Like, it's enough to get me through. Renfree. 60. They're going to run out of space. I can't, like, I really would want to play into this, but I can't. Because, look, 8, it's 14. It's almost 20 points we're sitting on, brings us to about 40. I know they're running out of space. Obviously, the Adept would be ticking every turn, but I don't have a way to get that many points in one shot. And if it's not 1 turn, it's 2 turns, and then we're just down cards. I think we just take these values, come into round 2, try and defend. It's going to be tough for them to 2-0 with Renfree because we have such good build-up here, right? I'm kind of getting some Renfree Colgrim vibes. That can go. We don't need it. I think this just goes to... Okay. I missed a lot. I did. We don't have, like, our payoff cards. I do have Runemage. What are they going to do to me here? They put that. They take the 8, the 9 boosted. Let's take this. perfect engine for the rounds.
The bolt softens
I have to use Zeal because we have to stay ahead. If they play that though, it's gonna suck. Operator into what?
How am I to catch it, Master? It sees me every time.
I guess just cause they feel like they can. We need to start getting some value on these guys. Because, like, if I get these charges worked up, we can remove this student worth just too much, you know? Here.
Your wish, my duty.
Okay. Yeah, I want to get rid of at least one of these, and then get rid of at least, you know... We should be able to do that soon.
Her grace will not be pleased.
Ah, okay. It's literally a depth swarm? That's kind of funny. Probably Runemage. What's most important? This is an engine, whereas everything else isn't really, you know?
Did you see that? Anything alive would be dead now. Killer spell.
I think they just intend on jamming Renfrey and just hoping that that's enough to take the game, yeah? It looks like Colgrim to me, though. So next turn, I will put down the Gerhardt. I think it's worth it. Look, 5 in deck, 12. They're going to get 7 per turn. I think that's actually what they're trying to do. And because of that, let's see if we can get some good stuff here. Also, we'll take one of these. Here, one. If I can snipe that 3, all the better. They're going to have to use tall removal because this has a shield. If they play Colgrim, we kill him.
They'll pay for my stolen birthright.
Let's see what kind of double blessing they get. Just pick. That's like the worst part. That's not good. 2 of them have a shield. What else you got? We did go wide, but that's fine. What? After using leader? Okay. I'm not going to refresh the order so they don't remove it. I'm just going to take another one and play it smart like that.
They do not fall! Why do they not fall?
And just float a bunch of stuff. Because I'm thinking it is what exactly... Yeah, you see? We defend, we're doing alright. Gerhardt's here, we got these, we got this, we got tons of stuff left. If I can just draw my cards, then it doesn't matter what they have at this point. Good. These are like the only ones in deck almost that we could draw. I'm tempted. I don't think we do. Lock's good too. I need a bronze. Okay, I suppose we just take that. Like, I can't even complain at this point.
Hasn't backfired yet.
Good.
Wager I can cast
We'll
the
keep
ring
that
of
safe. We'll take, we can play this one, take Chapter and do the same thing. We have the 1 Zeal left. If they have a Defender, I'm going to see it really soon. Couple more turns.
I shall be as
Another Renfrey. I have no answer to it though. They kept my... That's not really a card that you want to keep, I don't think.
I hope we can trust you.
We can roll a 50-50 on this if we have to. I think I'm supposed to take... Look, I'm supposed to take the damage here. And take that and click that this turn. And take this. At least we get the 2 back. Like, it was that or these, but the boost was huge. How many liters do you need?
Confidence is the one thing I will not abide.
That one, take that one, has a shield.
But we shall prevail.
We get 2 more. We're literally deleting the board. Like, yeah. I guess they do get the 8 damage, 9 damage they're looking for. Kind of massive, actually. But they are making a better target for removal. Sure. Honestly, it didn't matter. Look.
We have each other's backs. That's more than most.
Take that. Take that. Just lock that, whatever.
Kill them! Kill them all!
I actually should have put that on ranged. I mean, 38 to nothing. Like, if they play Renfrey, like, there's no way they get enough points. If they do, like, I feel horrible because I put this on the wrong row. But sometimes it's like, it's better to just wipe the board, you know? Okay. Yeah, there you go. So we got Shield Wall coming up here next. Now, I don't think we have the resources to win round 1, because I believe that any Shield Wall right now is going to be Golden Neck or Knight's Shield Wall. However, I do think that we're going to get some really good setup for later that will ultimately win us the game in round 3. So that's kind of the idea here. Dwin goes back because we have no way to play it. And I think practice goes back right now as well because it's round 1. And this could be good for resilience because I'm expecting, you know, Golden Necker. I think it's just the casting contest that goes back here. We do go first. We'll find out what they've got. It's exactly what I thought they got. A little bit different because they've got things like Nathaniel and all that, which is kind of interesting, but okay, cool deck. We know they have locks. So we'll put Veil on this.
To be undertaken proudly with grace.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's a great play.
Rather die than bend
That is an incredible play. I think I have to turn down the dandelion real quick. Are they going to use a leader charge on it too? Sure. Just that even works fine. Yeah, okay. Let me just look one last time here. Do they have Peller? They don't. Yeah. I gotta respect the dandelion. I know it gets disgusting, so... Here. Normally, I would just go in, like... I mean, we could still play Raffords here. Get a little bit more tempo, get a little bit more thin. I gotta play these students as soon as possible. We take, Actually... I want damage. I think damage is more important. We'll just put this down here first. They do have Mahakamail, but I don't think they have it with them.
I'll gladly help. I live to see it.
It's fine. That's my Peller. Again, damage just feels way more important. What are the counters at 5? Is it worth playing down really low, risking card advantage? Golden Necker usually pushes round 2, don't they? There's so many cards I want to draw. I think I'm gonna play it down. We gotta get comfortable in a losing situation. Like, I know that they're hungry for the win. You can just tell. Yeah, look at this. 2 per turn.
I need sleep. Another test. So soon.
5, 7, 8. No, there's no shot. Like, I think I just click it now just in case. If they pass here, we can pull something off. But if they play here, then that's okay. Because I look at Muta Generator, I look at, like, Marguerite, we got, like, Vials out of the... I mean, that's not really commitment, but, like, Knickers, this, that, this, you know? Siri.
Don't make me laugh.
Whatever, I guess. Counters at 5, it's at 7, so it'll be at 8. I think that's just fine, because a lot of things they're going to go and try and play right away are going to be easy to remove. It's just that part that's annoying. Put that back. Put that back for now. 2 alumni. We got ways to create alumni. If they play in, we've got tempo. We've got necromancy even. Okay, defender for what now? Probably just for the entire play. Here. We're taking Spellweaver. Yeah, we're gonna set up the Spellweavers first because I need to ping through that. It's important. Let's give them card advantage if they want. It's not a pleasant situation, really.
When one falls, another replaces him.
I'll take this one too.
Yes.
Anna is just gross. We gotta chew through that right now. 100%. How are we gonna do it in 1 turn? 8. Okay. It's like 100% needs to get through.
We have each other's backs.
Good.
That's more than most.
Need that right away. Next turn, we'll take out Anna. I wish I had a lock now for the Immortals, but it is what it is. Yeah. Move that.
To die by your side.
Sucks that we're getting rid of these things, but it's gotta be something like that. This is really bad to see, but it plays for 6 if we wedge it anyways. Play the top 2. We're just gonna take out the duel.
Left, right, left, right.
Just with okay. We'll do the Triss play. Triss, and then that's good. And then just take that. Just take out these two. As a start, right? I think what I'm supposed to do is take the student, put it beside here, get the 2 points, put Gerhard down there, then go take this this off Gerhard to get one of these or something like that, just to get a little bit more points. I'll see what I mean here. Like, look, that's perfect.
How did I fare, Mistress Letitia? Well this time, yes?
And then we don't have anything to play it with, but it's whatever. It's kind of greedy.
One of the better ones.
Did they get rid of the other student? They did. At this point, I don't really care about... We could have played around Necrol, but maybe they're not expecting it. Those Spellweavers are absolutely carrying. I don't think they expected that much. I'm just trying to figure out how we can get enough points to remove the 6. Okay, they are expecting it. Maybe they think it's Shawnee. A lot of people don't play Necromancy. That just plays for 5 points at this point. They don't have drummers. They don't have Anna Stringer. Feels a little self-bleed to me. Good. Good. Here. We just eat that. This does 2 if they click it. I'm going to just remove it. I think they pass here. That's the whole deck. We still have quite a bit. Okay. So I don't want that, and that's just perfect. We win the game. Last card played was Alumni, right? Now it is.
They do not fall. Why do they not fall?
Yeah, I think they played everything. We had a lot of bronzes. Everybody wants to win on even. I'm telling you, it's not the way. I suppose that's fine. They do get a really good lock, but double locks, it's crazy.
But we shall prevail.
Okay. Alright, so we have Hidden Cash coming up here for the last game, and I think this is going to be a good matchup for us. Both playing really greedy sides. It's just a matter of who's greedier. And the only thing I'm really worried about is potential Philippa, or if they have a lot of poison. So we'll find out soon enough. Alumni early is not really what we want. Same with the casting. We just want to put down our engines, right? Letitia is perfect. Whoops. I love going first because of that situation right there. Makes a huge difference. This is definitely like a blue coin deck. It's just the opponent likes to push, you know? Here, we'll put down... Is it possible to save Raffords is what I want to know.
So, will we warm up with a fire spell?
It's out of Philippa range, which is great.
What do you think, dearest? It matches more.
Here, we'll take... And we'll start, like, putting alternating. You know what I mean? In fact, I might actually play Raffords next.
I really ought to unclear some of this clutter.
Yeah, I might actually play Raffords here on melee just to thin out a little bit.
I'll give them 2 days.
Here, I want to get the other student online too, because if we need to use the order this round, we can. There we go. And just, here's the greed. I think I play it down as far as I can, because nothing will stay on the board. We just gotta be patient. Get it?
The day is nigh when
It's at
children
5
will
already.
provide beauty.
If you get uncomfortable in tight situations where it looks like we're losing, this is not the deck you want to play. Otherwise, enjoy. It's gonna be by 6. I think I take Runemage here. If I can look for a lock, that'd be pretty sweet. Soldier Tactic. This is a mage. Actually, yeah. It'll also kind of scare them a little bit, I think.
Self-destruction.
If they pass here, we're literally 2 cards down, but we have so many points. 7.
Who is it you believe stands before you?
Okay.
I'm a count, damn it.
Yeah, that's a click. We take this engine here. We'll switch these so they can't keep doing it. I have to win the round if we're going to be down so much, so we'll just go and kill everything. And take a thin. Just to keep that going a little bit. Because we're going to be taking damage, I think, over boost. 14 first round's really good. We're down 2 cards. Card advantage at this point in the game doesn't matter. It's like... That's, I think, why people think this deck's a little toxic, is because that idea just goes out the window. But it matters to have card advantage. I mean, all good things. This is actually the slowest play. I think this is just... What was played? These three? This? I would imagine that they have scenario. I need 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I'm going to take long round. I like the odds. If they start putting down engines, we just start removing them immediately, so that'll be pretty good. I just hope they don't have squirrel.
Longships are overrated.
They should not play here. Like, you'd be giving up card advantage to play. I guess they're just waiting. There. Good, good, good. I think Dwayne was back here. Triss. Okay, so I want this, this, and this, which tells me we probably put back this. Okay, that's one of them. Because look, if we play this now, it's 15 points, like at the end of the first turn. We might even have to use the order. Ah, that's annoying. I take Chapter then. We'll see if we can get a Spellweaver.
Sorcerer is a sword with no hilt.
That's so expensive.
We have each other's backs. That's more than most.
Everything is going to be behind that. We still have other chances, but like we've got 2 more shots at it. I just don't want to waste.
Control the docks,
Here.
control the city.
We take that because it's just good, right?
A pleasure, a privilege, an honor.
Guess we take that.
You've met your match. Puppet.
I'm willing to use it for 2. Townsfolk, okay.
As a girl, I always dreamed of having drapes like girls.
It's that 1. Come on, come on, come on. Payday's a surefire thing, but I think we have to go the other route here. Holy.
They do not fall. Why do they not fall?
Should have not taken that mulligan. It's crazy how the second we do, we need it so much. Here.
No, dwarves do not qualify for childcare tax relief.
Let's just do this. And this has shields, so the last thing isn't gonna work. I might have to start thinking about putting hordes cost less,
Lemons, lad.
I guess. Let's take this now. Honestly, I think it's ranged because, like,
Rubbish in, rubbish out, they say. Pass and forget. Not I.
here I'm not gonna. I gotta be careful though. They could take Philippa on that and just ruin the game for us. We're still sitting on 14 damage here.
This map really isn't looking at all.
Yeah, We neglected that whole problem. We'll lock this.
I hope we can trust you.
At this point, I feel like, do I want to hold? It's kind of scary if we do. If they remove one of those, like if they have Marillis or something. Normally decks like this don't, though. It's Horde, so they're not taking a lot of big tributes. I think I'm just going to wait. Good call.
I only use corpses, except sometimes they're quite fresh.
Just, I think when they do this... Here.
But we shall prevail.
Okay, that's enough, yeah.